Welcome back, folks. Dow Industrial's up 90, Nasdaq's up 61, S&Ps are up 10. Let's go to John in Orlando. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Yourself?
You staying warm in Florida today?
I got the sweatshirt on, man. I know. We're little babies down here, folks.
I got into Fastly at 78. It's FSLY.
Okay, so let's take a look at it. You get a low of $10, the high of 136. This thing had a monster gap down when it came out with numbers. You know, gapped off, 136. Traded down to 62. I guess what's happening with this baby now, John, right, I just show you know, I mean, the rumor is that Cisco wants to come in and buy it. So,
yeah.
You know, the real question is that, you know, do you hang on for that or not? You know, I mean, it has some volume out here today, so it's very possible that it can get up to that 121. You know, it's back inside the gap. The real question is it a rumor or is it fact? And, you know, we don't know, folks, okay? This is just coming across. What I can tell you what has happened. It seems like every single time that you get a rumor first, then all of a sudden there's a lot of takeovers happening because the cost of capital is so inexpensive right now. Do you know what I mean? So,
right. Do their business kind of match? I mean, is that what they're in? I mean, would Cisco be interested in that, something like that?
Well, if you take let's see what they're I think they're cloud computing. 1 second. Provides infrastructure software. The company offers cloud computing, image optimization, security, edge computer technology, streaming solutions. Yeah, I mean, it's not the same business, but, you know, they're into, Cisco's servers, Cisco's the cloud. I mean, yeah. And the only way that Cisco has grown, period, too, is by acquisitions. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we'll see what happens.
There you go.
I'll hold on to it.
Cooking, brother. Have a great one, man.
Okay,
have a safe one.
Bye.
And see, that's an unusual deal, folks, because normally it's a cut and dry deal. Like, no, this thing's going down, this thing's going up. We have had so many takeovers, though. Bottom line is that it's hard to get out of an equity like that when you've had so many takeovers, and more than likely there's going to be more of them. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Basil Chapman. And don't forget, folks, Basil has an outstanding show here every trading day, 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Has a great newsletter, The Opening Call. It's very easy to get the opening call, folks. You come over to our website at TFNN. You go under newsletters. You're going to see the opening call right on the left-hand side. You can subscribe to the opening call. It's only $128 per month. For 6 months, it's $595, which is a savings of $173. You can get it for a year for $995, which is a savings of $541. And they all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, folks. So check it out. Great newsletter. Basil does a great job. And on his page, folks, I believe we got, I think it's 7 or 8 archives, meaning full webinars all day long. So check it out. Basil Chapman, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you doing there? Hey, what, are you cold? It's only 80 degrees. What's going on?
I know. We're such babies down here, Basil, because it is, folks, it's cold, but it is like 72 degrees out, man. It's weird.
You know, it's what you get used to. Once you get used to it, a temperature drop is a temperature drop. I mean, that's just the way it is.
You know what? I was looking at the pictures last week that when I first got here, and folks, I've been here for 22 years now, which is crazy, right? In the middle of the winter, man, I had a convertible down, my dog's in the back. I get freaking, like, I had a sweatshirt on, but, I mean, it was like 50 degrees, and I thought it was like 100. You know what I mean? Now I'm a baby.
Yeah, the blood gets used to it.
Yeah, totally. So, what do you think out here? This is pretty wild, man. Market just keeps shaking it off.
As we're speaking, we've got the Dow at an all-time high, 30,246 a touch today. It's right. If you look at this left side chart, you'll see this is what I call a technique that I developed years ago. It's called Chapman Wave Inside Track Repellent Zone. When it's at the top, there's this tiny little channel, And as the price gets in, it's just amazing. I don't know, how does the price know, but it seems to know, even though it's a rising, if it was parallel, in other words, if it was 30,000, you'd say, okay, every time it gets to 30, but 30,060, then 30,122. How does it know that rising trend line? Look at this. This is the third session that it's gone right to the top of the green line. So it's real simple for me. If there is a sudden smack to the upside, a rocket ship to the 30,580, 30,630 level, that not only is that a big move in the Dow breaking this resistance line, but you start to get into the weekly rising, same thing, Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone, and here it is, 5 weeks. This is the 5th week that it hasn't been able to break this little dashed rising line. And that just simply says that if there is a move in the Dow, we've been along the Dow since the day of the low, the 23rd of March, in various forms, and we're still long, and we are looking at this and saying, well, the weekly chart is still really strong. There's no need to do anything here. We still want to stay. We've taken little bits of profit off, but we've still got the core position. But mostly we're looking at what happens if the Dow at this particular point starts to break under, say, closes under 29,600 in, say, the next week and a half. So it's only 600 points down. I mean, at this level, that's not a big deal. But what will happen is all of a sudden we've got a consolidation phase that says, hey, now you might impact the weekly chart, so you've got to be careful. So right now, we've had long positions for ages. We've had a lot of small cap stocks now that have had very big gains, 30%, 40, 50%. We even still have this GBTC, which I'd spoken to you about, which is the Bitcoin, which subscribers were able to get at $12.41 and $12.48 for both a short-term and a long-term position, and it screamed up to 24.12, almost a double. Now it's still about 70% higher, but I drew in this rectangle to say, hey, getting a little toppy here. We've made slightly, talking about slightly higher highs. It went to 24.06 around about the 24th or so of November, then it pulls back, bounces up to, on the 3rd of December, goes to 24.12, and now it's in this consolidation. So it's had a huge move. You can understand why some of these stocks want to rest. So just going back to the Dow, what's really important is that Dow for me right now has a really nice mix. Yeah, we all say, hey, it's only the Dow 30. In fact, I call it the Dow 30. Certainly isn't the Dow Industrials anymore, but it's a nice mix. I like the mix very much. It's got tech, it's got financials, Costco, it's got everything. Pharmaceuticals. So I do like it as a kind of a composite of the general market. So this to me is still, in a way, a leading indicator. So it's bumping into resistance. The other index that we have is the IWM, and we've had that twice. This is the second time now we went long right at about, what was it? I've got it written down, at 173.31 on the 11th of November. And it's at an all-time high today at 190.91. So what I was going to say to you is this is really interesting. Why? Because we've got the Dow at an all-time high, the S&P at an all-time high, the NASDAQ, the QQQ at an all-time high. You've got the Russell at an all-time high. And what's really fascinating is the IYT, which is the transport. So anyone who does Dow theory says, you've got the transports together with the Dow. So to me, this says, right now, you've got everything in sync. I'm watching the levels on the Dow. So we started short position yesterday for the very first time in one of the sectors. It's an experiment. We will see if that works. But as long as the supports hold, that's a...
Folks, come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to newsletters. You're going to see the opening call right now and subscribe. Basil, have a great one, safe one. We look